How are you today, Pam? Is it Pamela? Can I call you Pam?
Absolutely can call me Pam. You absolutely. The only person that calls me Pamela is my mother. And when she does, there is this shiver of fear that goes down my spine. So I actually prefer Pam.
Wonderful. So how are you, Pam?
Well, it's go time. It's go time for us, and we are up to our necks in the final preparation for the World Games 2022. It's a big feat to welcome the world, not only to the great city of Birmingham, Alabama, but to the United States of America. So this game hadn't been in our country in over 40 years.
I saw that.
So there's a lot on the line here, but we're ready. We're ready.
So the selection now, I'm curious about that. Birmingham. Why Birmingham? Out of all of the locations in United States, why Birmingham? For the
Well,
ven- for the city of for this global stage.
sure. Sure. Well, my first thought is, well, why not Birmingham? I mean, we're fabulous. But I think a lot of what helped Birmingham win this amazing bid is that we already have a number of sports facilities already ready. Competition sites were already prepared here. We host a number of sports events from major golf tournaments to football, baseball, dance, ice skating. We host a lot of sport competitions already in our area. So, as part of that bid, to be ready to go can be a big piece of
Right,
you winning it. And
right.
then, of course, there's the historical factor of Birmingham, Alabama. We don't run from our past. We know, that it is the cradle of the civil rights movement here.
Indeed,
But
indeed.
the beautiful thing is that our city has progressed so magically since that time. You see, 40 years ago, I wouldn't be talking to you right now about a World Games.
Indeed.
So fast forward to now, I get to sit here with you and talk about something so monumental. I get to be in this role and to have a seat at the table for something that is going to be historic. I get to be a part of history along with so many other amazing people doing some wonderful things that's helped bring all of this to life. So that's why we won the games because we're ready and we're the Magic City and we can handle it.
Guys, so for those that are listening and for those that are viewing, I have to pull out the iPad here because Pamela Cook's resume is so impressive. So I want us to understand the person that we're speaking with here. Pamela is not only she's a board member for the World Games. Now, to understand the magnitude, the World Games puts you in the mind of the Olympics. There are 100 countries participating. And as Pam already spoke and shared with us, this is a 40-year anniversary.
It hasn't been in the United States in 40 years.
40 years. That's it,
The
since
very
1981.
That's correct. The first World Games was held in California in 1981. Since then, it's generally held in Asia or Europe or other countries. The United States just hasn't ever hosted the games. And so this was a huge feat for us to go after these games and bring it back to the United States after all these
After
years.
40
Now,
years.
we've hosted Olympics in the United States. Of course, we all know that. And the World Games is sanctioned by the International Olympic Committee. So we'll have that Olympic delegation will be here, that leadership from the Olympics will be here. Mr. Thomas Bach, who is the president of the International Olympic Committee, he'll be joining us for several days of this because the World Games will always happen the year after the Summer Games. So we're right on time. The Summer Games were delayed because of COVID.
Right.
And so we got a delay because of COVID, but now everything's back on track. And what's even more exciting is that we're going to actually have a full audiences in the stands for these various competitions. When we watch the Winter Olympics, when we watched international competitions during the COVID scare and the COVID crisis, remember there were no audiences. There
Right.
wasn't an audience at the last Olympics, and it just kind of felt a little sad that those athletes had worked so hard, and there were very few people in the stands to celebrate and cheer them on. Well, the World Games, we're in a position now where we can welcome the world. We can have full stands. We can
And
have people can be there to cheer these athletes on. They work so hard. They work all their lives for these
Wow.
moments, and we get to
Right.
be there. We get to do
Right.
it.
Right. And because I am going to go back to you, but just for those that again who are listening and viewing the competitors and the athletes, these are sports in a broad range of categories. There's archery, there's flag football, which I'm understanding that the NFL is supporting that as
Yes.
it's sponsored and behind it. There's water skis, there's beach handball, any sport that you can think of. Here is where it's happening in Birmingham. As you said, we know
Mhm.
historically this is a birthplace of the civil rights. So back to you and your career and your role in the World Games 2022. In addition to a board member of that, which is a huge deal, you're an African American woman of color, you're in this position. How does that feel? And give us a little bit more about your background.
Yeah, I'm incredibly honored. I mean, it is just a massive undertaking. So, my day job, if you will, is that I serve as Director of Multicultural Marketing and Community Affairs for Coca-Cola Bottling Company United. So, as anybody knows, Coca Cola being the global brand it is, we saw fit to become one of the sponsors for the World Games. It's right here in the backyard. So, why wouldn't we?
Mhm.
It's always our pleasure to be in moments of joy and happiness and be where our consumers are. So, if the World Games is important to the consumer base, that's where we want to be too, because,
Indeed.
it all ties in together. Well, as a sponsor, we were offered an opportunity for a board seat, as other sponsors are as well. And I stepped up and said, okay, I'll do it. And then I was sitting in a meeting and opened my mouth a little too many times with ideas. And next thing you know, it was like, hey, can you come down and help lead the marketing team on the World Games? So, in
Hey,
addition to being director of multicultural marketing, I serve as chief marketing officer for the World Games 2022. So, yes.
I want to pull that point out. Okay, guys, I'm going to pull out another point. We're going to get back to the World Games because we do want everyone to know we're ahead of it, we're in front of it, but we need you to know have more information. Go get your tickets and also participate. And you can still travel if you're in the South. You can drive there. It's pretty much in a central location. And then flights, we're having some issues with that, but still participating. Even will it be online? Well, we'll be able to watch online. I mean, on the
Yeah, the Olympic Channel will be streaming, so you absolutely can. Yeah, you
Indeed.
can.
Okay, wonderful. We'll get that information. But let me pull this point out. You were there as a board sponsor, and you said, I opened my mouth a little bit too much, and this happened.
Yes.
What do you say to people who may be in a room and they speak up? Should they?
Mhm.
Shouldn't they? Look at what happened for you. Because you know certain things that apparently for you to be offered that, your knowledge and insight spoke to whomever that was. Wait, can you be a part of this marketing endeavor that we have?
Mhm.
What do you say to that? For those that are in the room that know they have the
Yeah,
knowledge, but may have additional insight.
I say use your words. Use them as often as you can. You can't get anywhere just by being in a room. You got to own the room sometimes. Open your mouth. You have one mouth and two ears. So you listen attentively and use your words so that when you speak, you have something valuable to say. And when that value is conveyed, it will open doors for you that you couldn't even imagine. So use your words, speak up, ask the questions, advocate for yourself, but do it. Do it. You only gonna lose if you didn't say anything. Only
Thank
go
you.
for it. Why not?
Thank you for that nugget, Pam. We
You're
appreciate it. I know
welcome.
I do. Okay,
Yeah,
so
do it. Say it. Do it. Ask.
indeed,
Be,
indeed,
do,
indeed.
go. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. I do. I'm pretty sure the listeners will as well, and viewers and readers. Okay, so back to the World Games. The World Games held in Birmingham. How can people go and view it online, for one, or if they're in a central location and didn't know that after 40 years we're having this here, all of these sports, how can they go and support or be a part of?
Absolutely. Great question. One, you can stream it live on the Olympic Channel. The games are from July 7th through the 17th. So they're all day gone, all day long. There's sports happening all over our great city and region, if you will. We have these amazing broadcast centers. You should see all of these amazing trucks and cameras and equipment that are here to capture all of this competition in a first class way so that viewers can enjoy it and feel very connected to it as we want them to. If you're in driving distance, and by driving, I mean 5 hours or less,
Right. Right.
we want you. Just pick an interstate. Pick one. It all bring you to Birmingham and come on and see it. You know, have a good time. We'll go see sumo wrestling. We'll go to dance sport. We'll go see sport climbing. Break dancing
Yeah,
will
that,
be.
I was like, breakdancing, that is a sport? It
Yes,
was
let me tell you.
surprising.
Yeah, let me tell you. So, breakdancing will debut at the World Games here in Birmingham, Alabama. It will make its second appearance because we get the debut, but its second appearance will be at the Olympics in Paris. So,
Oh,
this is the way the
wow.
Olympics continues to stay relevant and continues to grow its audience by incorporating and adding new sports and the sports that are current they're kind of revising them a little bit to make it more attractive to that younger demographic. But who knew breakdancing could be a sport? So there's a great amount of interest tied to it already. Because one, everybody wants to know, well, how do you judge it? So we're going to learn. We're going to all learn together when we go watch breakdancing. But it takes so many people back to their childhood,
Oh,
and it
yes.
takes you back to a time
Fun,
that
yes,
was so
exciting.
magical and fun. And we all know that there was so much sportsmanship and the artistry that goes into that, that form of expression. And now look at it today. It's a competition. It's only going to just take every sport to the next level.
Indeed. Now, just to go a little bit further in terms of the fun, the excitement, the enjoyment, the competition, the diversity in sports, and this global audience. Okay, let me say this other point here. Is it true that um, some veterans and someone else, a group of people, they walk, jog 3,100 miles? Oh
That's
my
right.
God,
Yes.
3,100
So
miles.
we partner, yeah, it's been amazing. We partner with a group called Team Red, White, and Blue, or as
Mhm.
they commonly known as Team
With the American
RWB.
flag. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm
The
sorry.
American flag. So it's veterans, it's military veterans. We started in Washington, D.C. on May 25th, and we launched at the Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., right there in the mall, if you will. And they're carrying the American flag across the country all across. It arrived in Mobile, Alabama on Sunday. It's currently making its trek through the state of Alabama.
My
It
goodness.
will end in Birmingham, Alabama on July 7th. That American flag and the World Games flag will be carried into the stadium of the opening ceremony by American veteran Noah Galloway. I think we all remember him from American Dancing with the Stars. He's the American veteran who lost an arm and a leg
Oh,
in the
wow.
war.
Mhm.
And so he's going to bring it into the stadium along with our mayor, Mayor Randall Woodfin. Two just hot, great, exciting young men are going to take it into the stadium and they're going to plant that flag and it'll be raised to officially kick off the games. So we're so excited
Isn't
because
that
it's been that
amazing?
moment where the military gets involved, and as patriotic as our country is, we do honor, respect, and salute all of those who serve.
Yes,
And this
indeed.
was our way to make sure that we've engaged that entire community, not just one branch, but all of them in this. So it's been really amazing to
I feel so
watch
much
them.
pride in that. I feel
Yeah,
pride. I feel so much
yeah,
pride.
and that's what we want. The Olympics has its torch run, and they do a wonderful job with that. And man, don't we wish we could carry it? But this was something we could do in the United States to add that extra flair, that extra moment, that extra point of connectivity to American people as we get ready for these games. So I'm so excited about that. It's really, really beautiful. So there's going to be media following them on that I think, last 5 miles,
Right.
bringing
Oh,
it in, and
wow. Isn't that
different people are
amazing?
gonna take
And
the
just
flag
imagine
and
how
throw 'em.
they feel. I can just
Oh,
imagine how
yeah.
they feel to be in that
Mhm.
position and to because they've served the country. That is an amazing thing. Now, let me jump into one other thing here, the entertainment. What a
Oh, come
lineup.
on now. What a lineup.
Okay, now
What a lineup.
I'm gonna refer back to this because there's so much, guys. And let me say this other part. If you're looking, if you want to go to the website, let me go to the website here. I'm going to give you the website. It's TWG2022.com. Again, T as in toy, W as in woman, G as in go, 2022.com. And on this website, if you're looking for a specific time when a sport will be played or when something is happening, I love the way that the layout is here so people can find their way and easily navigate to what it is if they're looking for something in specific. So wonderful job to the World Games on that. But this lineup and this entertainment, what a diverse group of people to all audiences around the world when it comes to their taste of entertainment. So I'm just going to read off a few. There's Lionel Richie. Now, when I saw Bootsy Collins, I was like, wow, they are really okay.
Come on.
So Bootsy Collins, Yolanda Adams, Alabama, the group, the Blind Boys of Alabama, Sarah Evans, Jamie Johnson, Nelly, Martha Reed, Sheila E., Tony, Young Blue, and there's so many more. You just go to that website, guys, and you will find an entertainer or entertainment that you're going to enjoy. It is just a well-rounded event, from the pride to the global community to the actual games and competitions, to the entertainment. Well thought out. Well thought out. I wouldn't expect anything less, but it just seems like you said, there's this extra flair to where even if one is not necessarily interested in the sport, just knowing this, like, wait a minute, let me go and see what's going on here and be a part of it.
Yeah, we've got something for everybody. So opening and closing ceremonies, and thank you, you did a wonderful job of shouting out all of those wonderful entertainers that are a part of it. It is something that is on the level of a Super Bowl halftime show.
Wow.
Is what we have planned for audiences. It is just spectacular. I've had a sneak peek at some of the rehearsals. It is going to blow your mind. The story that we're going to tell. So many people are familiar with Birmingham by hearing the story of the four little girls who lost their lives in 16th Street Baptist Church on that fateful Sunday morning. Well, this story is going to chronicle yet again four girls. Notice I didn't say little, but four girls. And these four girls are very diverse in their journey that they go on. So it's a subtle tie into that moment, because we're going to walk through history. We're going to talk through all of it. And it's really so beautiful. And Bootsy Collins he's gonna be the host for it. So yeah, all the baby bubbles just come on out. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be all of his glory.
He definitely has branded himself.
Listen, he is Bootsy Collins day and night, and it is so much fun. And then the best part too is just having Lionel Richie come home to Alabama. He hadn't performed in this state in over 20 years. I mean, he's a son of the state. He is Tuskegee, Alabama's own. Everybody in the state, Lionel Richie, he's ours. So the fact that he said, yes, I'm coming, I'll be there. Wow, it was huge. Amazing. It's huge. Amazing. And we're going to party all night long with Lionel Richie.
So guys, just so that you know, this will be happening from July 7th to July 17th. If you don't want to stay for the entire 10 days, there's something for everyone. Over 3,600 athletes competing, all a diverse group of competitions. Is there anything that I left out that you can think of? Because there's so much to cover. But for you, again, one more thing, I just want to recap. TWG 2022, just in case we missed something. But Pam, is there anything
I'll leave you with too? Is one, sumo wrestling will be one of the competition sports here. So how many times in your life will you ever get to see sumo wrestling in person? Probably never. This is why it's been such a hot ticket item, because people want to experience it. And we've all been learning so much about sumo as we prepare for the games. Sumo wrestling is a very ceremonial sport. It's not WWE wrestling, which is nothing wrong with that. It's very ceremonial. It's very respectful. And we learned that there are women who sumo.
Oh,
and that
wow.
in order to be a sumo wrestler, you don't have to meet a weight classification.
Yeah, that's what I think of.
Any size. You don't have to be 600 pounds or greater. There are different classes for it. So we've all been learning that, but we've learned that the ring that the sumo wrestlers compete in, it's a very ceremonial style ring, and this will be the only one in North America. Will be right here in Birmingham, and it had to be built from scratch because it has all of this criteria that has to be met for it. So it's really, really amazing to do that. So I'll be at sumo wrestling. And then once you finish going to your different competitions for the day and you've been to a ceremony, we have this amazing World Games Plaza that is going to be free to attend. And all of our sponsors, which we have about 100 of them, are going to have these amazing activations in this plaza village that you can visit. Microsoft has come in.
Oh,
Microsoft
wow.
is going to do a whole HBCU
Oh,
initiative.
yes, yes, thank you for that.
Yeah,
I saw that too. I
yes,
knew it was something that we missed. Yes. Mhm.
yeah, we're so excited about that. Alabama has the largest number of HBCUs in the country. We have 14 HBCUs in our state. Microsoft has come in. Microsoft has connected with all 14 HBCUs. And they have this cool activation that when you go into their tent space, of course, it's air conditioning. We got to make sure that it's air conditioning. It's July. When you go into that space, you're literally walking onto an HBCU campus. So there'll be bands and choirs,
Oh,
presidents from
my.
HBCUs, all the schools, you can learn more about them. This is their way of saying, let's showcase the best of the best in this space to all visitors around the world and around our country. We have the different banks. We've got a sports garden where if you want to try out some of the sports that might be competing, it'll be little test areas there where you can learn more and you can participate in them as well. We've got a skateboard park. We've got a roller rink. We've got amphitheaters. We've got live performances that are going to happen every day for free. And it's like different countries represented doing these different performances. It's so cool. We've even got some national performers coming in for some free concerts. So we've got Big Boy from Outkast. He's coming in to do a free concert for us on July 13th. We've got Lupe Fiasco. He's coming in to do a free concert. Another great band, Big Head Todd and the Monsters. He's doing a free concert. We got it going on. We got it happening in Birmingham.
Okay, and so the accommodation, that's a lot. All that
Uh-huh.
is a great, great draw in
Mhm.
America and around the world. Those are great draws where people will flock to. Accommodations and food. How is that gonna
Oh,
work?
that's the easiest part. So, Birmingham is a food city. We win James Beard Awards. James Beard organization just announced another winner of, I think it was a regional chef award, and that gentleman is right here in Birmingham, Alabama, at Automatic Seafood Restaurant.
Oh,
Frank Stitt, who is a world-renowned chef who owns several restaurants here, he's often a winner of James Beard Awards. So we've got everything from barbecue, red sauce, white sauce, pick your choice. We've got seafood, we got burgers, we got amazing, authentic Mexican restaurants, we've got Italian, we've got everything you could think you want. I mean, we're a food city. We've got the hotels. That's not a problem. Just come on. Just pick a Hilton or pick a Marriott. Pick whatever you like. A Choice Hotel. We've got them all here, and we've got amazing shopping. We've got Saks Fifth Avenue, there's Louis Vuitton, there's Papados, there's
beautiful.
Belk. We've got whatever you need. We've got the Civil Rights Institute, which we encourage people to go and visit while they're in town. The Civil Rights Institute has a special display, a special exhibit, excuse me, that's spotlighting the World Games, where they're spotlighting African American athletes. In this special exhibit. So that's
Oh,
fantastic. It opens next week. And then, of course, 16th Street Baptist Church, they're going to be open to allow visitors to come through because people like to go and just really see, touch, and feel that
exactly.
experience,
Mhm.
especially with their children and their families. And the church is ready to welcome all the guests. We're going to have vendors all over the city, all these little cool little spots where you can go and do shopping with local small businesses. And we've got a transit system where you can get anywhere in the city for free for 10 days.
Wow. And then
Yeah.
and then Again, we're talking with Pam Cook. Um, as you can hear, there's so much excitement. I'm excited. I'm ready to go like right now and see it because I've never been to Birmingham. I
Is
know the
that right?
history. No, I never have. And then the thing of it is, what's happening here with the World Games, it definitely I think will open the minds and give more a stronger perspective, not only of the city and the state, but of America for hosting this after 40 years. That is very impressive. Everything is
Yeah,
impressive. Okay,
yeah.
so I think that pretty much covers it. Now, one other piece that I would like to, in your position, if you have an inspirational word um, for women, for people of color, we are in historical moments at this
Mhm,
time where things are shifting. What would be
mhm.
your advice for them in terms of advancing, or if they have a business idea, or they know that they're due, they have it in them, but have not been able to get it out and get into the places where they feel they should be? What would be your words to them?
Thank you for asking. I always tell people this: surround yourself with people who are where you want to be and watch them pull you up. It's never failed.
Wonderful.
Just simply get in the room with people who are where you want to be. If you want to be independently wealthy, get around people who are independently wealthy. If you want to be around someone who started a successful tech business, go find that person and get around them. If you want to launch your own clothing brand and have it sell through e commerce, go get around somebody who's done it. Watch them pull you up. It will always happen.